Hi and welcome to This Old House. If you're looking to add seating to your backyard, why settle for a bench that just sits there? This handsome two-seater earns its keep by doubling as a bin to conceal your compost pile. Before you begin, check out the cut list and the measure drawing on this webpage. Then pick up your materials. To start, use a miter saw to cut all your lumber to size. To make the angled brackets for the armrests and the backrests, clamp a 2x4 blank to a piece of scrap, then use a circular saw to cut diagonally across it, corner to corner. This gives you two identical brackets. To make the corner post for the front of the bench, clamp two of the short 2x4s together. Drill pilot holes and fasten them with deck screws. Make the corner post for the back the same way, but use a long 2x4 for the backrest. Next up, the front slats. Measure and position the first slat on the corner post, set in just enough to accept the base cap. Drill pilot holes and fasten it with deck screws. Install the bottom slat flush with the bottom of the corner posts. Then attach the middle slat evenly between the other two. Find the center of the three slats and install a batten across them. For the back, install the slats the same way, again leaving an inset to accept the base cap later on. Go ahead and install the batten too. With the front and the back formed, it's time to join them together with the sides. For each side slat, line it up with the one on the back and clamp it in place. Drill pilot holes through each slat and into the corner post and screw them down. When you're done, rest the front of the bench on the side slats and fasten the front to the sides. Next, measure and cut cross braces to fit between the battens at the top and the bottom of the bench. Clamp the braces in place, drill pilot holes, and screw them in. Add the base cap to the sides and the back of the bench. Drill pilot holes and screw the caps down. To make the seat, arrange the slats with spacers between them and clamp them together. Install a batten on each side of the clamp, set back from the edge to leave space for the seat lip. Drill pilot holes and screw the battens to the seat, then remove the clamp and fasten a third batten at the middle. Dry fit the seat and make sure it sits flush with the corner posts. Now don't worry about the gap between the seat and the base cap, it'll be covered by the backrest. To make the backrest, take the footer and mark the center of the board. Clamp it on edge and line up a bracket with the center mark. Drill pilot holes through the footer and into the bracket, then fasten the bracket with long deck screws. Go ahead and install the other two brackets flush with the ends of the footer. Next come the cross supports. Lay the first one across the brackets, butting its edge against the footer. Drill pilot holes and screw the support in place. Attach the second cross support the same way, flush with the top of the brackets. For the backrest, clamp the two longest slats in place with a gap between them at the center of the backrest. Drill pilot holes through the cross supports and into the slats before screwing them down. Install the remaining slats tapering down to the arms. Use spacers to keep a consistent gap between the slats. Now that you've built the backrest, clamp it in place behind the seat. Drill pilot holes through the footer and into the base cap, and through the corner posts and into the brackets. Fasten the brackets to the bench with deck screws. Next up are the armrests. Clamp one armrest to the table on edge and butt the brackets up against it, flush at each end. Drill pilot holes through the board and into the brackets and use long deck screws to fasten them. To install the armrests, start by measuring and marking the spots on the bench where you want them. Clamp the armrests in place and drill pilot holes through the brackets and into the bench. Bore out the top hole on the rear brackets with the larger bit. Then screw the brackets into the bench. Ready for the hinge. Clamp the seat to your work table on a 1x spacer and position the hinge along the back. Use a small bit to drill pilot holes and fasten the hinge barrel out. Prop the seat on the bench and fasten the hinge to the footer. Finish the piece with a decorative lip to conceal the seat battens. With the seat closed, mark the underside at the edge of each corner post. Flip the seat up and clamp the lip between your marks. Drill shallow pilot holes, then screw the lip in place. Get someone to help you move the bench to its final spot and shim the corners to level it. Now just kick back and enjoy your new bench. Once you've had a minute to catch your breath, well, maybe it's time to get going on that compost pile.